Ever wondered what would happen if we just dug a hole through the earth? I mean, who hasn't, right? 'Cause who doesn't dream of drilling from one side of the planet to the other? Let's be real. Digging through the earth sounds like something you'd attempt if you were bored and your Wi-Fi was down. So, let's fire up an excavator and dig in. See what I did there? Earth isn't just a big lump of dirt. Oh no, it's got layers, like a giant onion. You've got the crust, that's the bit we live on. Lucky us. Then the mantle, think of it like a lava lamp, but much hotter, followed by the outer core, made of liquid metal, like molten chocolate but, way hotter, and the inner core, which is a solid ball of iron and nickel. So, dig too deep, and things get really spicy. Alright, so the first major obstacle in our journey to the Earth's center is drilling through the crust, the thin, tough skin that wraps our planet. The crust might seem solid and stable, but it's actually far from a walk in the park. At about 60 kilometers, 37 miles, thick, it's far thicker than any mountain range or ocean trench. To put it into perspective, if you were to travel through the crust at a steady pace, it would take you hours to cross it. Yet, no human has ever drilled past even a fraction of this. The deepest hole we've managed to dig is the Kola Superdeep borehole in Russia. This incredible feat reached an impressive 7.6 miles, 12.2 kilometers. But even that's just a tiny dent in the Earth's massive surface. To put it bluntly, we've barely scratched the skin of this beast. The challenge is mind-blowing. As you drill deeper, things get wild. Beyond the crust, the pressure goes through the roof, up to 4,000 times greater than at sea level. And the temperature? It gets so scorching that you're not just talking about heat. It's enough to liquefy steel. Imagine trying to drill through a wall that's not only pressing in from every direction, but also radiating unbearable heat that could melt your tools in an instant. Oh, and don't even think about bringing a lunch, because any organic matter would vaporize in the high-pressure, high-temperature environment. Sounds like a proper challenge, huh? Keep in mind, this is only the crust. Things are about to get much crazier as we move deeper into the Earth. But let's keep going through the crust and enter the mantle, a 1,740-kilometer thick layer of molten rock and shifting tectonic plates. Temperatures here soar to over 2,570 degrees Fahrenheit, and a regular drill would melt instantly. To survive this part of the journey, you'd need a drill made of incredibly tough materials, like titanium. But let's suppose we have a magic drill and continue to dig. Next comes the outer core, a swirling sea of molten iron and nickel about 1,800 kilometers below the surface. Temperatures here range between 7,200 and 9,000 degrees Fahrenheit, basically a giant ocean of lava. And because it's liquid metal, digging through it would be like trying to carve a path through molten soup. Still, for the sake of imagination, let's say you keep going. If you somehow make it past the outer core, you'll reach the inner core. Here, the pressure is over 350 million times what we experience on the surface. Even though temperatures remain scorching, the immense pressure keeps the iron and nickel solid. At this point, your drill would be under unimaginable stress, likely destroyed long before reaching the other side. But let's suppose you manage to leave the inner core. As you pass the Earth's center, gravity starts pulling you back toward the side you originally came from, rather than continuing toward the other side. The further you move away from the center, the stronger gravity becomes, making it feel like you're being dragged back. Again, the outer core, molten and turbulent, is just as tough to navigate the second time. Plus, now gravity is actively resisting your movement. After fighting your way back through the outer core, you re-enter the mantle, where the heat and pressure are still extreme. Yet, as you climb closer to the surface, gravity eases up, and drilling becomes slightly less grueling. Finally, you reach the crust again, which, compared to the inner Earth, seems like a breeze. And then you've done it. You've drilled through the entire planet, traveling thousands of miles through rock, molten metal, and intense heat. But what's the result? Well, unless you're careful, you might pop out in the middle of the ocean, or in someone's backyard. Since most of the Earth's surface is covered by water, you'd probably end up swimming with the fish. What an anticlimactic end to a wild journey. But hey, even though it's not exactly a blockbuster ending, just think about what you've conquered. You've journeyed through the deepest layers of our planet, surviving molten metals, crushing pressures, and unthinkable temperatures. So next time you're bored and pondering what's beneath your feet, just remember, you've already made it through quite a wild ride. Thanks for sticking around for this crazy journey through the Earth. Hope you had fun today. Until next time.